Hello there. Welcome to MAC Orientation. My name's John Gabriel, and today we're going to do a little top of the trees of Mortgage Alliance, just so we can get you to get a feel of the company. Mortgage Alliance is very unique, and I'm going to explain that later on. Our mission statement, we have develop entrepreneurial people such as yourselves. We're going to create the best environment for you so that you can work and get out there and make lots of customers happy. And within making the customers happy, how do you do that? Well, you're going to deliver value to the consumers and also the lenders, because the consumers, yes, you want to deliver value to them, but we also have to do that with our lenders, because without our lenders, you're not going to be able to get the consumers a mortgage. How does Mortgage Alliance going to implement their mission? Well, we have 5 pillars, and our pillars, one of them is admin, education, and events. The other one is product. We have technology, we have compliance, and we have marketing. So we're going to get into our pillars. We're first going to start off with admin, education, and events. That pillar is run by Melissa Ritzy, who's our VP of Operations. Helping out today is Krista Mitchell, who will fill us in on the pillar of admin, education, and events.
Yes.
Welcome, Krista.
Thank you, John.
So, first off, we're going to talk about this thing called, and this is very dear to her heart because this is also the boss lady,
Yes.
Mortgage Boss.
Yes.
So, explain to our new people what Mortgage Boss is all about.
So Mortgage Boss is the complete dashboard for a mortgage professional, and I know our IT or our technology pillar will be up and get more in depth into our Mortgage Boss system later in the program. But a part of Mortgage Boss is definitely the admin module,
Right.
And it's the slickest administration system that's in the industry. My whole job is to make sure that we're ahead of everybody else when it comes to the different parts of the Mortgage Boss system, and by far we exceed anybody else out there when it comes to the administration system in Mortgage Boss.
Are they even in the same decade as us?
No,
I wouldn't
think so. For starters, one of the big differentiators for us that makes us very unique is our daily payroll.
Daily payroll.
Yes, we do payroll every single day from Mortgage Boss. So
Okay.
5 days a week we transmit payroll. So lots of other people I hear that were in the industry prior to coming from Mortgage Alliance, if they got paid, for instance, bi-weekly, if their mortgage, closed when they were supposed to get paid and then their check showed up a couple days later, they'd have to wait the following 2 weeks before their payment will go through, and then a few days later into their account. So sometimes by being on, using Mortgage Boss with Mortgage Alliance, you could be up to 3-4 weeks ahead of time getting your pay.
Yeah, it could be that old check in the mail routine. Wink, wink. Yeah, it's there.
Exactly.
Right.
So the daily payroll is definitely, a unique feature for us.
And we'll, as you said, we'll explain a little later on how that might work or you can even say that.
Yeah, no, exactly. That was the next thing I was going to go into. So how it works is that, we have all of our document storage inside Boss, so we're 100% green. Everything is in the Boss system for you. Not only is that great for us for compliance, for John, when it comes to the regulators and so on, it's also great for you guys, because if a customer comes back next year or the year after, wants to refinance or, wants to switch or anything like that, you have all their documents already in their old deal in Boss. Right. Or if you need to look up anything, Equifax does, their random audits, that sort of thing. You have access to all your documents, and they're very easy for you to find because it's attached to the deal.
Okay.
So when you're ready to get paid on a file, you make sure all your compliance documents are uploaded in Boss.
Okay.
And when we audit it, and it's all done online, notifications go from the system to let you know if it's audit approved, audit not approved. You're notified of everything that's happening with your deal. And if it's audit approved, the check comes in, it's paid, it's in your bank account 2 days later.
And it even will tell you that if you haven't sent the file in,
exactly.
but the money's here.
Exactly. So how it works is if we receive a lender check for you today and you haven't submitted your file for audit yet, we take that money, assign it to the deal in Boss, and an email goes out to you letting you know that the money's here waiting for you. In addition to that, we also have different views or buckets of all the statuses that your deals will go through from beginning to end. And the last 4 of the 10 buckets that are available are your audit buckets. So it shows once it's been submitted for audit, if your audit passed, if your audit failed, and if we have available commissions here waiting for you. So let's say you're on vacation and you get 2 emails letting you know the money's here, but you can't exactly remember which deals they were, which money it was for. You can go into that bucket or list at any time to see what money's waiting to be paid out on your behalf.
Wow. And if they have any questions,
Well, we
Who
have
would they contact?
Exactly. Each of you actually has your dedicated broker services rep.
Okay.
So when you start at Mortgage Alliance, you would have received an email from your broker services girl. So whether it's Linda in BC, Yvette in Alberta or the Prairies, you've got Tanikia here in Ontario. She's GTA West and Ontario Northeast. We've got Della, who's Ontario Southwest with Dave Guritz. We've got Zara, who takes care of all the GTA.
North and South.
Exactly, for Tony. So you would have received an email from your dedicated broker services girl. Be nice to her. She pays you. She takes care of following up with the lenders if your money's not here. She, creates your codes and sets up everything that you need to get started in the first place. So get to know your broker services girl. Like I said, it's a very important person for you at Mortgage Alliance.
Don't upset the payroll person. Right. Okay. Anything else? No, I think that's pretty much that they need to know top of the tree stuff.
Top of the tree stuff, yeah.
Okay.
Everything.
So that's the admin side of it. Then we can get into education.
Exactly.
Okay.
So at Mortgage Alliance, we hold training at least 2 to 3 times every single week.
Okay.
It's all available, some of them in class, but every single one of them are available online for everybody that's, outside of Ontario where we're located. We have everything available. We have sessions on career development. We have technology sessions. We have sessions on our Lion Share program in Mortgage Boss. We have what we call our Connect 5 sessions, which are our special sessions where we bring lenders and insurers in and we talk about different topics. For instance, this week, I'm doing one on how to complete your taxes in Mortgage Boss, or the new and improved Mortgage Boss. So we'll do different sessions, to focus on one area of Mortgage Boss as an example. So they're all available on mac-u.ca.
So if they want to find out what session's
what's
happening,
coming up, the calendar's right there on your right side. You can just hover over the date. It tells you what's happening on that day, and you can register for any of those courses. Now, if you're logging into MacU for the first time, you probably would have went through this if you're watching orientation, but just make sure you use your Mortgage Alliance email account, get all signed up, and you can register for any of those courses.
Now, we also have we have a special education one.
We do.
Which happens a few times a year, right?
Yeah, so 3 times a year we hold what we call our MAC Academy. So MAC Academy is a 2-day intensive training program that's held at the Old Mill in Etobicoke in Toronto, Ontario. We always have representation from right across the country. You come in for 2 full days where, we have lender sessions, insurers. We do sessions on social media, building your business. We go over boss stuff. And we just give you a whole bunch of
products.
Exactly. We also do a top broker panel, and we bring in 3 people that have done really well in the business to tell you how they've gotten to the point that they are. So we have, it varies. New people do come sometimes if they're, know a little bit about the finance industry, and I always tell them, sometimes you might want to wait a couple months, but if you know a little bit about the finance world, you might be okay to come right away. But more so, your mid-range to experienced people is who this is tailored to.
And we even have experienced people.
Yeah, we have people that come back, every year and a half, because they get so busy and tied up with their business, and they don't always know everything that we're up to. So if they come back once every year and a half, they can see exactly what we've been up to for the last year and a half, what's new, go away with their couple nuggets of information that they can implement into their business to even make them, more efficient and more successful.
Now, there's limited space for this.
There is. We only allow 20 people in. Reason being is because we want it to be, a place where you go away with 19 new friends. It's, you come away with not only, you get to network a lot too. You come away with people that you can ask different questions off and bounce different ideas off and so on. We also have a networking event in the nighttime where all the lenders and partners and presenters join us. So, you get together that way. And, of course, there may be a little bit of dancing,
festivity,
and drinking and stuff after. But we don't care how late you stay out and have fun until just make sure that you're there the next day.
Back there the next morning. And this is held 3 times a year,
the
months of
February, May, and September.
And to find out more about it,
you click on the events tab at the top of your Mortgage Boss system.
Yes.
and they'll be listed there. Or you can also look at the calendar of events if it's not one that's been posted for later in the year yet. If you're thinking, okay, maybe May's too early, maybe I'll go September, or maybe September's too early, maybe I'll go in February. Just jump into Virtual Office under Events, Admin and Events, and there's a calendar of events for the whole year there.
There you go. Okay, well, now you're talking about events, so
Yes.
let's segue right into that.
Okay, perfect. So at Mortgage Alliance, we also hold numerous events each year. We have our national kickoff every year in January, which we do nationally in BC, Alberta, and Ontario. We also stream live to everybody else, and that's an event where we recognize all the top producers and achievers from the year before, as well as talk about what's happening, going to be, launching for the year that we're in.
Kickstart
at that time.
for the new year.
Exactly. We also each year have our MAC Rally of Hope. This will be our 6th, 7th year that it's a motorcycle ride that goes across Canada.
All the way across.
Exactly, like 9,000 kilometers across Canada for cancer research. We raise well over $100,000 each year for that, and all the other events that we do throughout the year, like our Daffodil Month, our golf tournament, our gala, and which I'll get into in a second. All the fundraising that we make from that all goes into what we call our MAC Rally of Hope.
Okay.
We have we're involved in the Relay for Life each year, which is available all across Canada. So not only do we do it at head office, we have a lot of our franchises and different teams across Canada. Or even if you wanted to join a head office team, you could do so in our relay, where we go out for the 12 hours walking the track to raise funds again.
And that's a June event.
That's usually around June, July, depending on where you're located.
So if you want to participate in getting
in
something
any of
in your
those.
community,
Exactly.
good thing to get
you'll
there.
get emails from Melissa Ritzy on all this stuff.
Okay.
We also have our National Golf Day in June each year, where we hold a golf tournament again in British Columbia, Alberta, and Ontario. You can find out the dates, whether you hit the events tab or the calendar. And we hold our gala each year in Ontario, our holiday gala.
Christmas party.
Which, again, we have a silent auction for the cancer research, but it's a great night of dancing, great food. It's always a lot of fun.
It is.
Yeah.
And that's held here in
Toronto,
and we still have people from across the country
exactly
attend that.
All the time. And you know what, guys? We do lots more stuff. I mean, we hold, conferences for our franchises and summit meetings, and there's always different events that are coming through. So if you want to stay posted as to what we're doing, just click on the events tab at any time or look at your calendar of events, and it will list everything that's going on.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Krista, for filling in for Melissa.
Thank you,
really
John.
appreciate it.
No problem.
We're going to move on. I'm going to give you a little history of Mortgage Alliance. It started back in 1998. In the year 2000, we were the first mortgage brokering company, to be licensed across Canada. So that was a first for any mortgage brokering company. 2003, we had our first chair of CAMP, so CAMP being the National Association. We had one of our members, Michael Beckett, as the first chair. 2004, we came up with a franchise model. We were having people that were, love Mortgage Alliance. However, we need to be on our own. We want our own business type thing. So we said, wait, we're going to do a franchise model so that you can still be within the Mortgage Alliance family. So we're first to be able to do that. 2006, we talked about the education facility of MACU was created back in 2006. 2007 is when we did BOSS, and we're going to get into a little bit more on that. 2013, we integrated a thing called the Lion Share into BOSS, and since I'm talking so much about BOSS, we might as well move on to our next pillar, which is Carl Sutton, and he's the IT man for Mortgage Alliance. Welcome, Carl.
Thank you, John.
IT, busy department.
Yeah.
I think it's like a make-work project. You guys can make work for yourselves. No problem. So
No, we rely on people like Tony B to do that, and the marketing team. They're really good.
They're really good. So, Krista, quick, little top of the trees about BOSS. A little bit more that you want to add to it?
So BOSS is actually our enterprise system, let's put it that way. So everybody across the board in the company uses it, and you have to get your job done, to work, to do business, you got to use it.
Right.
From the admin staff to the agents themselves, to yourself for compliance, to the executives. Everybody uses Boss, and all of the information about your business is in Boss. So it's a really, really, really unique tool that we have versus other companies, because everything that we do happens in this one system.
And it's not just like, let's say, a contact.
No.
Krista talked about payroll.
Yeah, it does everything. So, and everybody might use it slightly differently and not to the full extent. But we've got all the reporting, your accounting, so your balance statement, etc. You can put your own expenses in there. Your
calendar,
your customer communication, all your tasks, everything. You can assign it to people in your team. The difficult thing about it is that there's so much to it. So,
right.
I mean, it can be sometimes a little bit intimidating, but once you get the hang of it and you just start to use it and maybe get a piece at a time, I think everybody will find that it's a really amazing tool and it does everything that they need to do.
And if they're having a little bit of issues,
yeah,
what
we have a support team that manages Boss in particular, in all of our systems. They can contact either boss@mortgagealliance.com, or there's a phone number that they can call, which is 1-866-581-2677, and they'll get access to anybody in Mortgage Alliance that way for support. But the IT team is extension 605.
Is extension 605?
That's right.
Okay. So if and when can, if I'm having an issue with my boss or something wrong with my technology?
Yeah, we're available from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day, Monday to Friday. The weekends we do allow them to get some rest because they're going to be back here on Monday back at it. But it's 12 hours a day, 5 days a week.
Eastern Standard Time.
Eastern Standard Time. So we're open pretty much as long as anybody anywhere across the country needs us.
So BC, we're open till 5 o'clock.
Yeah, absolutely.
In BC time.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And so they can call that number and get in if they're having problems with just Boss?
No, I mean any of the systems that we provide. So whether it be website or email, if you're getting the super app set up, and you also get that as well. But our support team is unique in that we're available to help with pretty much anything. So in terms of technology-wise, if you've got, rather than before you go to see like the Geek Squad or whoever else you might be calling, give us a call, because most times we've seen that issue or it's something that we've dealt with already. So we're a great resource that way, because we can assist you in fixing things. The people in the GTA pretty much, or in Ontario, are lucky in that they can, if they book an appointment, so they call ahead of time or send an email.
An appointment.
Yeah. So if you
not just show up, book an appointment.
It's important, because you'll be sorely
waiting.
Yeah, you'll be waiting for a long time if you don't book the appointment. But they have the ability to come in, and we can maybe sit with them and go through pretty much as many issues as they have, as long as they've booked an appointment.
Right. Okay. So then the other, you're saying it could be just not just the Boss system and the expert system. You've seen that. Maybe it's something as simple as your email's not working properly.
Yeah. Or getting it on your phone, or if you want to add another device to pick up your emails, then we can do that as well. So.
Okay, great. What else we need to talk about?
So in Boss itself, we have one feature that I know that a lot of people pay attention to, especially those guys that are vying for a spot at the R&R, is the homepage of Boss or your dashboard, because it gives you the stats on what's happening in your business, pretty much. Where you're sending deals, how much you're funding. It keeps a track of what you did last year versus where you're at right now. So if you're that competitive type of salespeople, which is pretty much anybody in this industry, then that dashboard alone will help you understand what's happening with your business at any point in time.
So they can set their goals for a month, and then each month they can have their goal, and then this will tell them
where you're at in terms of your goal.
Or woohoo!
Yeah, and then it tracks what you did last year as well. So this time last year you did this much. Maybe you need to work a little bit harder.
Again, it could be or woohoo!
Absolutely.
Got it.
Absolutely.
Okay. So that's all on the front page.
Yeah, it's all the stats, and it gives you a chart in terms of, for the R&R, the lenders that are part of that R&R program. It gives you a chart to show you how many ballots you might have, so it's a great tool that way. And I know a lot of people look at it.
And just to let you know, the R&R is our annual trip for We'll say the top producers, but it's not necessarily all the top producers, because you can be sending a fair bit of business into one lender, and the lender will have a draw, and your name could go.
That's right.
And it's a week trip down south in April each year, and it's for two, and numbers are in attendance are well over 100 to 150 people attending this each year. So that's that information in there.
Cool.
But then also on the homepage, there's a lot of other things.
So all of the stats around your business. So that's just one.
The stats.
Yeah,
and then the tabs for.
Oh, at the top, so the navigation tabs. Yes, you get access to different portals that you can directly get logged into. Training, Mac use there. There's a lot of information there. So again, it's one of those things that
play with it.
Yeah, Boss is one of those things that the first thing that you look at when you log in, that's that plethora of information that you can use right at your fingertips.
You can't break it.
Yeah.
It won't crash on you.
Yeah, if it does break, then give us a call.
Exactly.
and we'll fix it right away.
What number?
1-866-581-2677.
Okay, great. Now, something that I'm going to use the word is unique is this thing called a doc upload.
Yeah. So we just implemented recently the secure doc upload, and that's just a means by which you can request documents from your customers, and they'll get directly associated with the file or the deal in Boss. So this is, I wouldn't say that it's unique in the industry, but it's unique in a system that's like an entire enterprise system. I don't think anybody else.
Others might have, that's over here and this, and now I have to go to this program to do this, and I have to go.
This is directly in Boss, directly in your file, and we're going to be making some really cool changes to that I know that compliance is going to love, the administration is going to love, but I think the agents are going to love it the most. So.
And the cool thing is when the document is coming back, it's secure.
Yeah, it's secure. Yeah, absolutely. It comes directly into our system. And our system is very secure, so as you can imagine. But it gets stored there, no access from anywhere else. It's an extremely, I think it's going to be a highly used feature that we just added.
Okay, syncing.
Yeah, this is something that I know that we've been working on for a while, and it's finally launched. So you can sync your Mortgage Boss calendar and contacts with pretty much any device that you have. So iPhones, iPad, BlackBerry, yes, Androids. So it works extremely well. It's been pretty well tested. It took a long time. So I'm quite excited to launch that, because I know that there are a lot of people that are interested in using it.
So you can be literally on the road, but you have all the information right there.
I mean, we've got some neat updates to bring to that. So one of the things that we were talking about was, and this is an inside thought, nobody knows about this one yet, so keep it to yourself. It's just that any active files that you have, anybody that you have a deal with, will get those to be synced automatically, so that you have the person that you're dealing with on your phone right away. So any applicants or customers that you're dealing with right away, they'll always be at your fingertips.
Oh, okay. So that's the syncing part of it, the sync part of it, and the mobile app part of it.
Well, yeah, so we're working on some mobile apps, but that's as much as I'm going to say.
Okay. And before we end, we're going to also talk about Castle.
Yes, the new interesting way that we have to communicate via email.
Mm-hmm.
So Castle really is, what we did was we built in some systems around that legislation, so that we would keep everybody...
Canada anti-spam legislation.
Yeah, so
that's Castle.
We would keep everybody in compliance with that legislation.
Mm-hmm.
So what we did was just add some rules so that you have to invite customers, otherwise you can't send an email to them, a mass email to them. An individual email will go to them, no problem, but a mass email they won't be able to receive. That saves you from, when you're doing your own mail merges or any of the other system-driven mail merges that we have that go out on your behalf, so that people are receiving things that they've requested or they've accepted.
Right.
So it's one of those things that it was kind of thrust upon us, but we had to deal with it. And I know that at the time we were unique in that we were ready for it before the date that it was, before the deadline date. I need to put another check mark for me.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Now I think some people are trying to catch up, but again, it's not something that's integrated into a system that everybody can use. So
Great.
that's it for me for right now. But we've always busy, always busy. I'm sure that Yasmin's going to be talking about Impact and Inspire, and that's also something that we worked on. That's in Boss, and it makes life really easy for agents. So I'm sure that Yasmin will allude to it more.
Great. Thanks, Carl.
No problem.
And we will be talking to you later. I'm going to go on to a little bit more history. 2007, we came up with our own mortgage product called the Right Mortgage. Also in 2007 is when we did our $100,000 contest, which the end of February each year, we draw a name out of all the participants from the year before, and I'm not going to get much more into that because I know my marketing people are going to talk about it. They'll be mad if I take the wind out of their sails. In 2010, we had the guaranteed insurance program, and all of this information and things of that nature is dealt with one of our pillars, who happens to be, as I had said earlier, product and income. But the individual also looks after a thing called the Lender Hub, and that person happens to be Tony Bartholomew. Woo. Anyways, product and income and Lender Hub. Let's start off on what the heck's a Lender Hub? Tell them.
First, can I say welcome?
Welcome.
Welcome to Mortgage Alliance. Lender Hub is actually something that's been around for almost 6-7 years now, and created in the sense of helping agents have immediate access to lenders, immediate access to support in the sense of getting those decline deals, and us having access to private lenders to turn those declines.
Oh, okay.
And no volume commitment. So very important.
Yeah, that's, I think, key, right?
It's a flat fee to use the hub. And what we do is have access to a number of lenders, so you just have to call us. You don't have to make any volume commitment, whether it's an A deal, B deal, in some cases some small commercial, multi-residential, things of that nature. Give us a call. Easiest way to contact us is via email at lenderhub@mortgagealliance.com. And from there, you have a dedicated underwriter. We have someone who looks after the documentation to provide you with I guess the level of support that we know we get in the sense of high volumes. We're able to, I guess, take advantage of the opportunity with all the agents utilizing us, and having some phenomenal relationships with our lender partners.
Okay, so we've got people that are new to Mortgage Alliance, maybe just new to the industry. You're talking about mortgage volume commitment. What do you mean? That I don't need to have?
Some lenders will ask, if you want to start sending them deals, $10 million to sign up. We don't have that relationship. We don't have that requirement. You just contact us, and we'll look after it.
Also, as a brand new agent, I might want to send it off to ABC Lender, but they'll say no because
you need to commit
so much volumes. Wow. Okay. But then using the hub?
No problem.
No problemo. Okay. So then within the Lender Hub, and I had mentioned it back in 2007. 2007. Wow.
So 2007, we were, ultimately the first, and we really created a unique relationship with a lender and our brokerage and the agents. We've created the Right Mortgage, and if you think about it, every single agent will speak to a customer to the point of finding them and identifying the right mortgage, and that's a process which includes our Mortgage Alliance partner to provide a right mortgage. And what that allows you to do is still have that impartiality in terms of saying, I sell you a Mortgage Alliance mortgage, I'm selling you the right mortgage, and I go through a process.
Okay.
What that also does is it puts your name on the annual statement. So guess what? You get customers are receiving their annual statements, and your name and number will be on all of those statements. So that's a fantastic way to maintain a relationship, absolutely. In addition to that, we have a broker consent form, so the customer can sign authorization for you to contact Right Mortgage to obtain information on their mortgage, so that allows you to maintain a better relationship. It really is trying to pull everyone in together to look after the customer.
So if the customer's not quite sure the lingo and things of that nature, call you, the agent. You can phone on their behalf.
Correct. We also created it in the sense of all agents have direct access, and it's a top-tier status with no volume commitment.
Oh.
And that's ours. So we were able to do that.
You can go direct.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. What other products?
So some of the things that we looked at is in the product area is helping agents basically provide customers something that helps differentiate themselves and something more than what other agents would typically do is advertise rate. So how best to be unique is by doing more than what everyone else is doing. And if you think about it, the mortgage transaction doesn't just begin when that customer calls you and says, hey, what's your rate? We want to get to them beforehand, and we want to keep them longer. So beforehand, you're going to get those pre-approval customers, and in most cases, that customer is going to be looking for a home inspection. So we have a relationship with a national office, housemaster, providing customers with a full-out home inspection like anyone else would. The difference being that every single agent can offer that customer a $50 discount. Every single housemaster franchisee that provides a customer with a kit, regardless of whether or not they were referred by a Mortgage Alliance, has an insert of a Mortgage Alliance ad inside of that to help hopefully cross that customer over from a non-Mortgage Alliance customer back to us. That's that part of it. We also went through the next stage, which is really about home insurance. We have a relationship with a home insurance brokerage company. The customer can actually get on your websites, your Mortgage Alliance website, there's a link to get a direct call from the home insurance to call them directly while they're in your office, and that gets the customer a discount. And we did one better in the sense of agents have the ability to get an extra discount. It's a group plan because we created a special group plan for the agents of Mortgage Alliance. And that helps, again, solidify the relationship because you're offering more to the customer as opposed to just the rate. We take that down another step. Where else do you have to go? You've got to go to a lawyer. We arranged with Anderson Sinclair, a law firm that's got offices across the country, with a unique relationship in the sense that we're the only mortgage brokerage company that has some of our agents actually signing as if you're the lawyer. Now, what they're actually doing is witnessing the documents. And, the typical make an appointment with your lawyer and go see them between 9 and 5 and all that sort of stuff goes out the window with right close. We go to the customer at the time that they want, obviously making an appointment that's convenient for everyone, and there's a remote signer that'll go out. In some cases it's the agent, and they have technology. So technology nowadays, Carl was just on with technology, they Skype in or video stream in the lawyer to the customer, and then the signer just witnesses the documents, but the communication is actually happening between the lawyer and the customer's home, place of work, wherever they want to be. But it's not just that 9 to 5 sort of mentality in the sense of I've got to go there at this specific time. We really have been leading edge with that. We've been working with them for a couple of years. It's an evolution in terms of process, and success is great. Customer feedback has always been positive. And one of the other things that you'll benefit from is that as an agent, you'll be notified every time something happens with that file from the lawyer's office. So lawyer gets the file from the lender, you're notified the file's at the lawyer's office. You get notified that the lawyer has done a search or contacted the customer. The documents have been signed. The file has been funded. You're going to know everything that's going on with that deal before anyone else. So that's another sort of benefit.
Back in my day, it was you were talking to your customer, and you said, well, your lawyer should have been instructed by now, but I don't know. One
of those things is always if something goes wrong, they always tend to blame the person who's not in the room to defend themselves. With our relationship, they make sure to call you and let you know what's going on. So that's part of that whole aspect of taking care of that customer up. Now that takes them up until that point. So I know that Yasmin and Caitlin will be back with marketing and impact. One of the things that we've added now, again on a relationship manner, is we call it something called the Rest Assured program. Think of it as I call it the CAA of home emergencies.
Okay.
It's not going to pay for the home emergency. However, it is going to allow that customer peace of mind knowing they call a 1-800 number. A licensed person will be dispatched to that home at no cost. So the program costs $24.95. Now, if you buy a 5-year plan, it works out to $20. It's $100, so it'll be $20 a year. It's an annual plan, so it's $20 or $25. And really, the customer gets a key fob, rest assured, peace of mind. So if you're going to do a thank you gift, that's probably the easiest and cheapest one you could ever find with good value. If you just want to have the customer pay for it and let them know it's available, you can definitely do that as well. But what that really does is say, look, I'm here for you today, and if something breaks down, I don't want you to have to go to the yellow pages or wherever it happens to be. John, some people say, well, yellow pages are old school, right? I had the power go out yesterday. I can assure you of one thing. It's difficult to sign onto a computer and look for anything when there's no power. So if you have Yellow Pages, at least you can flip through it, even with a flashlight. But there is a give and take on things like that.
Yeah.
But what you really want to be able to know is, who am I going to call? And so you've got one number for all of your emergencies, electrical, plumbing, all that sort of stuff. And that's really another benefit that's available.
Wow, they're not going to pay for the fixing of the thing.
No,
but
they'll
you have
come,
a
they'll
peace of
dispatch.
mind.
I mean, I unfortunately have had people show up in my house for broken items, and it costs money for them to show up. If you're not familiar with that, wait till you experience it.
Exactly.
It's always a thrill.
Exactly.
And that's sort of one of those things you want to avoid. So that's a key thing there.
All right, so that's rest assured.
Yeah, that's rest assured.
Any other products? Are we done?
No, never,
No?
John. How can we be done?
I don't
Carl
know.
was spent all the time on the. A couple things. There's more than just mortgages, right? So, there's a percentage of customers that don't have a mortgage and therefore aren't typically our customer, if you think of it.
Don't need them.
40 some odd % of customers or homeowners are mortgage free. We have the opportunity to offer them GICs, and that's regardless of the season, RSP season or not RSP season, if they're saving for something down the road. A lot of commercial customers might have money locked up into GICs just that continue to roll over every 30 days in case they need it.
Mm-hmm.
You have the ability to offer them insured. I mean, we'll go through the CDIC, or there's two different companies we deal
Right.
with. One is Oaken and one is Duca. They're available across the country. The Oaken rates are listed on every agent's webpage.
Okay.
They're very competitively priced. If you look at them and compare them to the bank, yours will be higher. So, refer those customers to your site. And that really is an ability to, again, expand the reason you want to reach out to those customers. And that's another sort of benefit that's there.
Okay.
A couple of the other things that we have on the go is leasing. So, business for self customers who might need equipment, you can offer them leasing solutions as opposed to them buying the equipment. They basically, I call it rent, but they lease it, and that's an ability to go to them. One of the other strategies that we teach in one of the classes is, if you look at a Google map of your market area, you'll find an industrial zone most likely.
Mm-hmm.
You can reach out to those customers, send them some marketing that says, hey, I can offer you some leasing solutions, give me a call. I mean, ultimately that's to lead to more mortgage business, but what you have to do is, extend the ability to let people know what you have available, and then go from that perspective.
Maybe your dentist's dental chair is a
Dental
little
chair, everything.
uncomfortable.
I always do that. He just says,
Time's
I'm going
up.
to charge you more. But that's definitely an opportunity. And then one of the probably I left it to the last, so it doesn't get mixed into the mix. And John, because you won't allow anything to get approved.
That's
it
right.
doesn't have it in there. Is mortgage insurance.
Mortgage insurance.
Our mortgage insurance program is designed around no questions other than smoker, non-smoker, and a guaranteed issue, with the exception of a pre-existing condition. So if your customer says, yes, I want insurance, you can give it to them. And it provides them some form of meaningful, insurance. I mean, we both get those calls, unfortunately. Yep. And what you really want to do is make certain that you're offering the insurance, let the customer make that decision. The best way for them, if they're going to say they're going to go visit someone, is have them sign it, because they do have a 30-day window after the first payment has come out. They can still call within 30 days to get that money back. So that's the best incentive for them to make sure they go out and get the insurance. You're paid as earned, so there's no chargeback. If they keep it for 2 or 3 months, you get paid for those months, no clawback. And on top of it, sometimes the customers are declined insurance. Ours won't decline them, so they'll maintain that relationship, and that's another important aspect.
Yeah, you just never know.
And we're it for national firms with that company, making us, again, unique.
Well, and as I said, you never know, in the sense that we all believe we're going to live till 100 plus, but you just have to go into the paper or see the news every day.
It's unfortunate.
Somebody is.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's not a matter of circumstances where people think they're going to get sick and die.
Right.
There are unfortunately tragedies that happen.
Right.
Unfortunately, more frequent than a lot of us would ever like to
And
imagine.
it could be one of your customers.
Yeah. And you don't want to have to deal with that situation.
Do not.
Like I said, just offer it. Don't make that decision for them.
So besides in the one thing of your pillar being product, income, and lender hub, so we've been talking about the product, we've talked about the lender hub, you've also kind of threw in there under the there's income involved in this stuff.
Absolutely. I mean, with the GIC,
GIC you get paid?
Leasing you get paid, mortgage insurance you get paid. The others, like housemaster and home insurance, are value propositions, which we call them priceless when you're dealing with the customer in terms of securing that relationship.
Excellent. Great. Thanks very much,
Thanks,
Tony.
John. Appreciate it.
We are going to move on. I'm going to talk about my pillar, being compliance. I am the principal broker for Mortgage Alliance across the country. The only province I'm not would be Quebec, which is our sister company. But I'm in charge of knowing the different regulators, rules and regulations, and passing that on to you. Don't worry about it. Let me worry about it. Your job is to go out there and get business. And I will keep you informed with the regulators. If you're having problems, if you're having a client who happens to be not happy and they're talking about suing and things of that nature, call me. I deal with that stuff. The other thing I briefly want to talk about on compliance is the pulling of one's credit bureau. You have signed an agreement with Equifax, and within that agreement, because I know you read it, the 2 pages that it is, within it says you will pull a credit bureau for mortgage purposes only, and number 2, you will not pull a bureau until you have written consent. 2 ways to have written consent. Number 1, have them fill out a privacy agreement and have them sign it that has the consent in there. Or if they go to your personal Mortgage Alliance web page, within that web page at the bottom before they hit submit is the consent form and the privacy agreement. They cannot hit send until they tick that box saying that they have read it, and that will protect you for the pulling of one's bureau. If you pull the bureau, if a client goes online and submits their application and hits the consent there, automatically uploaded into the client's file in BOSS is the email notification that they have applied online, and that is sufficient by Equifax and TransUnion for consent. The other thing is if you do it manually through the signing of a privacy agreement, upload that to the client's file ASAP. Reason I say that is monthly Equifax will send out a random audit, and might come to you and say that you've pulled 5 bureaus last month, send us proof of consent. Well, if you haven't uploaded them into BOSS, you might not know where they are, and you don't want to have Equifax cut you off because you haven't followed the proper rules. A little bit more in the history. 2006, we did this thing called the Consumer Brand Builder. And no better people to talk about consumer brand is our marketing team of Caitlin Collinson and Yasmin Solomon here with me. Oh, here we go.
Yay! Marketing! We're here! Hi, John.
Hello, Caitlin. Hello, Yasmin.
Hi, John.
Let's tell them what marketing can do for them. Who wants to start?
Well, basically, we could start with brand.
Okay.
Why do we build your brand?
Yeah, what do we need a brand for? I can go out and get mortgages on my own.
Well, basically, Yasmin and I, we build the brand.
Okay.
So that way, when you folks are out meeting customers, doing your thing, you can walk up to somebody and say, hey, I work with Mortgage Alliance, and part of your job's already done for you. And then on the marketing side of things, we use marketing to push the messages out.
Oh, okay. So that's the difference between brand and marketing?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
One is pull, one is push.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what do we do to push, or do we pull?
Okay, so...
You mean one or the other?
You mean resources.
Okay.
Marketing resources.
Okay. So it's a pull or a push?
That's a push.
Okay.
Okay, John. All right.
What do you got?
For resources,
Yep.
we have a few systems in place. Again, before I start talking about every single one, whenever we invest in resources or we think about campaigns, we always like to do it on your behalf. We
Right.
know that you're busy. We know that you want to be using your time to create relationships, to maintain those relationships, to do those deals, to make money, right? So what we do is we create resources to help you manage those things, and just with a click. Okay, everything is happening from BOSS, so all the systems that I'm going to talk about are all integrated into BOSS, integrated communications.
Okay.
Okay, so the first one I'm going to be talking about is the Auto CC. It just went out last week. What the Auto CC is basically it's not a newsletter that goes out, because newsletters are long and nobody will read them on their phones. What it is, it's a short, timely message that has to do with something going on in the market right now.
Okay.
Goes out on your behalf to your customers that have opted into receiving the CC that you have added into BOSS. So you need to
Castle
create
compliant.
Yes, absolutely. But you need to create your database on BOSS, and then we'll take care of it from there. We make sure that we send stuff to people that have opted in. So again, you don't have to get in any kind of trouble.
No.
Okay, so that goes out once a month.
15th, around the 15th.
Around
come
the week
Somewhere-
of the 15th.
Somewhere in there. Okay.
Okay. So that's for the Auto CC. We also have the advisor.
Can I just back up a little bit? I mean, this is going out to the database, and people are not opening it or opening it.
Very, very good point, John. We actually do. The open rate for any email marketing campaign is basically around 10% if it's really good. Our CC is at 33% open rate, which is phenomenal.
So why wouldn't people put their clients on this?
Absolutely. So
We know 33% are opening.
And just so you know, you can actually check what is the open rate for your specific database. So we send it to everybody, but you can go into your Mortgage Boss and click on reports, and then you're going to see at the very bottom the mass reports. You click there, and then you're going to see the CC, how many people from your database have received it, opened it, who unsubscribed. You'll see the performance of the Auto CC for your database.
Of your database. Perfect. Okay. Sorry. Next.
Okay, so moving on, we also have the advisor. Basically what it is, it's a weekly rate update.
Okay.
Okay, it goes out again. You don't have to do, for this one, you don't have to do anything really. Just make sure that you add people onto your Mortgage Boss, and you make sure that they are opted in to receive the rate advisor. You can also invite people to register for the advisor. All they have to do is go to your Mortgage Alliance website and then go into the mortgage advisor and register themselves there.
Now they received this email from their admin representative that we talked about earlier, and probably all this information's in there, but they've missed it. You're saying they have their own website? Each agent has their own website?
Yes.
Oh, we're going to get into that one?
Yeah, each one. Yeah,
Okay.
each one of you. So each one of our agents has their very own website, and the domain name is mortgagealliance.com/your first name and last name. And you can go on there. You can customize it. There's 3 different pages you can customize. Add links and an about section. Send your customers directly to your website to apply online, like you had just mentioned about them getting the agreement to add them to the email communications. And yes, and it's completely managed through Virtual Office. So if you need to make any changes to your website, you just log into Mortgage Boss, click Virtual Office, and under the Administration tab, you'll see it says Update Site Profile, and you just click there, and you're able to customize your website.
Okay, so we haven't mentioned what Virtual Office is.
Oh.
So just give a little brief.
Oh, okay, yeah.
What's-
So Virtual Office is basically it's basically our intranet. So you get to it from logging in through Boss. So you go into Boss and you click on it, and that's where you're going to find any important forms, different types of information like that. So just that's where our forms.
A little bit of a
Yeah.
library.
Exactly,
The
a bit of a
calendar,
library.
things like that. Yeah.
Exactly,
Okay.
Mac events, that type of stuff.
Okay. Now, back to once
The
we've
resource.
done the resource,
Yes.
that side of it, back to the resource side of it.
So now that's the electronic part that we want to talk about today. But we also have a state-of-the-art follow-up program that you can use for prospects, referral sources, and also closed deals.
Okay.
These are actual direct mail program.
Snail mail?
snail mail. I actually have some samples to show. I don't know how zoomed in it is, but just so you can see the
hold
look
up in
and
front of
feel.
my face.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep. These are the letters, and I'm gonna
Stuff that goes out.
very, very quickly explain what it is.
Okay. Yeah.
So basically, the programs are called Impact and Inspire. So when you close your deal, you can have your contacts added to Impact. You have two programs, Impact or Impact Ultra. Under Impact, what happens is right after the close, your client will receive letters that are that have to do something with their mortgage. So thank you letters, and they receive anniversary letters at the mortgage anniversary. Then they get at the final year a renewal notice and a renewal reminder, just to make sure that you get repeat business. And in all of those materials, we encourage referrals. And if there's any opportunity to generate repeat business, such as refinances or anything like that, we do mention it in the letters, just to make sure we educate your customer that you're in front of them on a regular basis, and then that you get that renewal business that we know is going to happen anyways, right? It's business on the table. You don't want to give it up for somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, you look at this stuff. This is not,
beautiful
piece of paper that's just...
Also for Impact, there's a personal touch that we do is birthday cards for applicant and co-applicant every single year.
Okay.
Now, all of this material goes out with your signature on it. This looks like it's coming from you, right? So it's on your behalf. You have your signature, your return address. So if there's any issues with the address, you're going to get the return mail, and you're going to be letting us know that you need to update the address or whatever else. But they look slick, and they get the birthday card with your signature again in it. And that's really the Impact program. The Impact Ultra adds a marketing component to it. It's a very, very sophisticated marketing component. This is how it looks. There's 4 newsletters and 1 postcard that goes out, and this is not your regular newsletter.
No.
The content of it is variable. So the content will differ depending on the type of home that your client lives in.
What do you
so
mean?
if they're in a condo, it's going to talk condo stuff. If they're in a home, they're going to talk about backyard and whatever else. You don't want to be keep telling them about, tips for the spring, how to prepare your backyard, and they're living in a condo, right? So it's very, very personalized. There's your information is right in the front. Your picture is everywhere on the material, and even the postcard has your client's information right on the graphic of the postcard, making it giving it the wow factor.
Oh, their name's right in the
embedded into the graphic,
into it?
Right,
that's fine.
Yeah, so
embedded right in. Wow. Okay.
So that's 6 touch points in terms of marketing material. Plus you have all the letters. Plus you have the birthday cards for applicant and co-applicant every single year. So basically, you don't need to do anything for your existing clients other than add them on Impact. And it's so easy. You close a deal on the invoice checklist. You go into the accounting tab, Impact, and then you just add, you choose Impact Ultra or Impact, and that's basically it. Save and close. You're done.
It'll deduct the
So the
cost
way,
of it?
Yeah, so the way it goes is that the cost of it will be deducted from that specific deal. For Impact. For Impact Ultra, there's also an agent registration fee. It's an annual fee, one-time annual fee of $165, and that gives them access to unlimited Impact Ultras and Inspires.
So each year I pay $165.
That's right, just to get John on the system.
On the system.
Exactly.
But then I can...
This is for
I can send it out to 300 people for the cost of what it is per person on top.
Exactly. And then the Inspire is all
Inspire?
these...
Inspire what?
So the Inspire program is for referral sources and prospects.
Prospects,
So
haven't done a deal yet.
Everyone else on your database can go on the Inspire program, and basically it's the newsletters and the postcards, and the variable content will vary depending on the type of customer. So if they're a prospect, referral source, if they've been a past client from a previous life, family and friends, whatever else. So you can actually choose. So for example, when I say past client, it's somebody that would not qualify for Impact. So let's say you've done business 6 years ago with them. So when you put them into us, they are in your mind. They're not really a referral source. They're not a it's somebody that you've done business with before.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay. So if somebody renting an apartment, they are going to have something specific.
For renting, because then you're gonna say it's a
Awesome.
prospect, and then you're gonna tell them they live in a rental, condo,
Yep.
rental apartment, and then the content of this newsletter will be talking about rental and why now
Right.
is the best time to buy and things like that.
And some
So exactly.
Okay.
Awesome.
And again, all you need to do is you go into your contact, and then you go into your communication tab, and you say, I want to add them in Inspire. You choose what contact it is, prospect, referral source, or any of those others on the list, and what type of home they live in, and then you update Inspire, and that's it. And the way that you get charged
Yep.
is that it's per mail out. So for, let's say, for January, this contact is on Inspire is going to cost you $2.17 plus tax.
Okay.
Okay, given that you've registered already the one-time
Right.
registration.
Because that, yep.
Exactly. And then you just pay per mail out. So you have 6 mail outs per year, 1 month, then months off.
You can take one
months
off, put them on.
Yeah,
You can
so
go on
as
and
long
off.
as they're registered, they keep getting them until you
Right.
cancel it.
Oh, okay. Well, postage itself is what, $1 something?
Yeah, 95 cents.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it?
crazy. Yeah.
So this is $2.17 plus
Yeah.
but it looks like this kind
But
of
it,
stuff.
absolutely,
Wow.
very, very sharp.
Okay, got it. Let's move over to some of the stuff.
Yeah.
Social
Yeah,
media.
yeah.
I mean, we got to get out the brand, right?
Exactly. So putting it out there. So basically, at Mortgage Alliance, we have a very unique program. It's our social media management program, and it's unique because we offer it to you completely free. We've done some research. Companies can charge anywhere from $300 a month to $50 a month to manage your social profile. So that's managing your Facebook page, your LinkedIn profile. But being part of the Mortgage Alliance family, we offer it to you completely free. So for all of them at home, we will manage their Facebook business page
Okay.
and their LinkedIn profile because we know that our consumers are on Facebook.
Right.
There's 1.3 billion users. 86% of them are over the age of 25. That's our target market. Over on LinkedIn, we know that's where we can connect business to business with referral sources. And if we're looking to grow a team, you can look over there for that too.
So how I'm a minimal Facebook user.
Yes.
What do you mean you're managing my Facebook page?
Exactly. So the way it works is that you and
Right.
pretty much everybody at home has
Right.
a personal Facebook account.
Right.
So what we would do is we create you a business Facebook page. It gets connected to your personal, so that way we're compliant with all the Facebook terms and conditions.
Right.
So we create you a business Facebook page, and we'll actually post on it 2 to 3 times a week, and it's all messages that position you as the expert, drive questions to you, just basically keeping you top of mind with anybody who's in that social circle. And then over on LinkedIn, we'll do the same thing, post to it 2 to 3 times a week. But again, it's a different message because our consumers are on Facebook and we're connecting with referral sources over on LinkedIn. We'll completely manage that, completely free. And all you have to do is email myself, email your marketing team, and send us the picture you want to use for your profile picture, and we'll set it up from there.
Any feedback from our existing brokers?
You know what? We have about 350 brokers currently on this program, and I hear all the time from them that they're getting leads. We have this one broker specifically where she used to be on Facebook, fell off of it, didn't want anything to do with it. We convinced her to jump back on because you need it for your business, and now she's connected with past customers. She's generated quite a bit of business just from her Facebook page.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so it's just, keeping one of the ways, we're a technology company, so it's just one way that we keep you top of mind in today's world.
Okay. So, and then what other things for the
That we-
marketing side
That we
for-
do to
for
keep them top of mind. Well, one of the biggest things that we do here is we do a national brand campaign, a national advertising campaign. We hit the spring market and we hit the fall market, and we do things like either maybe we might go on radio. But one of the biggest things we've been doing lately, which we've been getting quite good feedback with, is our TV commercials.
Okay.
Because we have 4 really unique creatives, and it's been done with children of our own agents and brokers. We brought them into a studio. We did an open casting call, brought in your children, and we basically just videotaped them and asked them questions about mortgages, money, the banks, and we were able to put together 4 different video spots that we've been circulating throughout the TV airways. And we go on things like Global News, CTV News, The Good Wife, Law and Order, all kinds of top shows.
Right across the country. So it's covering everything.
Yeah, so that's, again, just positioning you as the expert, the Mortgage Alliance professional, and driving everybody to go back to those websites we were talking about, finding you on social media, all that type of stuff.
Some of those kids, I mean, they're hilarious.
Yeah. So if you want to watch the commercials, just head over to mortgagealliance.com/MacKids, so MACKIDS, and you'll be able to see the 4 videos there too. They're hilarious. It was a great.
So that's the national ad campaign.
Yeah, that's our national
ad
campaign.
And we briefly talked about it, or I was briefly talking about it on the history side of it, and don't want to take any more wind out of the sail. This $100,000 contest, it's an annual thing. What's that?
Yeah, so this is the coolest thing, is that each one of you can say to your customers that when they fund a mortgage or any type of transaction with you, they're automatically entered for their chance to win up to $100,000. This is the biggest sweepstakes giveaway in the brokerage channel. And basically, so what that means is anybody who does a mortgage with you or any type of transaction for that calendar year, so from January 1 to December 31st, is automatically entered for their chance to win up to $100,000. The name gets pulled at random. We give a nice big check giveaway on Mac TV. It's a really fun thing to do. And I believe we're on our 8th year now. Yeah, 8th year. So $800,000 almost.
And some of the stories of people that have received the money, it's just amazing.
Yeah. I remember it was before my time, but there was the time when the baby was born, right?
Yep.
When they were giving away. The check,
She had gone into labor as we're trying to give them the $100,000.
Yeah.
And there was also, remember, the lucky home?
The lucky home.
Yes, the lucky home is somebody that actually won the home in the Princess Margaret lottery.
Yeah.
And then they won the.
Well, then they had sold it. Then they sold it, and the people that bought it then ended up winning the $100,000.
Yeah. So you can say that.
Go buy that house.
So to every single one of your customers, you can let them know that they're automatically entered for their chance to win up to $100,000, and it's a really great touch point, even to use throughout the year. Once the mortgage is closed, just a reminder to them that, hey, you're still entered, like better chances in the lottery. So, really cool thing that we do there.
Give me some ideas on anything about marketing campaigns.
Okay, so we've talked about the national brand campaign, and now everybody that's watching is pretty much starting off with Mortgage Alliance, right? So when you're starting off, you're thinking, okay, so where do I start?
Right.
Okay, how do I get my marketing done? Where do I get my business cards? Where do I get my Mortgage Alliance branded things, right? So I'll start with the e-store. Right now, what we have is we have a system on Mortgage Boss where you would go, just log in at the top, e-store, and there is where you can order everything you need, from business cards to your letterheads, envelopes, whatever you need, and you can personalize it with your information. You buy it online. It's right there. You don't have to do a thing.
E-store. We have eBay. I gotta come up with a name. Right.
Okay, so it's done. So it's really, really simple. If you're trying to do
a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah, a lot of stuff in there. There's an agent startup kit there, where it's like a bundle of things that you would buy when you start off. Your business card, your letterhead, your banner, for example.
Also, like an all-inclusive package.
Exactly.
What you need to get started. Okay.
Exactly. And you also have, when you're starting off, or even when we're doing lots of business. In the nature of our business, we do a lot of events, or we get involved in a lot of events. So you probably need like a trade show bundle or something like that. You don't have to think about it. You just go in there. There's a trade show bundle where it includes giveaways, your banner, your balloons, whatever else, and you can buy it all at once with a saving. And we've already negotiated competitive pricing, so you can just go in there, order, pay online, as simple as that.
And it's compliant because the colors are right, the fonts are right.
You don't have to worry about anything like that. So that is for ordering your stuff. Now for your marketing. So the way we do things here at Mortgage Alliance, we're very unique in the way we handle agent marketing. We don't have templates.
What do you mean?
We do not have templates. So if you go on Boss or you go on Virtual Office, you will not find templates where you just jot in your information and you print off a flyer. Okay. There's no such thing as one thing for everyone.
Okay.
There is, but it's not effective. Right? What you want to do is you want something that's targeted, first of all, to your style, to your own brand, also to your target market, to the message that we want to say or that will resonate with your target market. So what we do is we have a one-on-one consultation. We'll see what exactly you want to do, and then we develop your material accordingly. So it becomes something that does not look exactly like the one from the next agent. Okay. So if you need to get anything done, you can always contact us at marketing@mortgagealliance.com, and we're more than happy to help you with, brainstorming and then coming up with the idea and then actually implementing it with design of the material.
So, and the design and everything of that, this must cost me a fortune.
Completely free.
Say that there?
Completely free.
Wow. And seeing some of this stuff, I'll never forget a number of years ago, and we all believe we know what our marketing material should look like. And when you get these things in and it's kind of nice.
And again, you don't want to waste your time trying to recreate the wheel.
Yeah. And
like we've been doing this for so long.
These guys take over and say, how about that? Oh, that even looks better. Mucho better. Plus it's compliant. Got to get my compliant in there. Okay. I think one last thing to talk about.
Yeah, it's our rewards and recognition program. Short form is our R&R program. Basically, what this is it recognizes mortgage professionals across the country for their accomplishments throughout the year. But there's a really cool part of it, and that is the R&R trip. The R&R trip is a trip that you can get on every year, and it sends you and a guest to an exotic location for 1 week all-inclusive. How do you get on the trip?
I don't know.
Well, of course, they have spots for, like the top 10, those types of things. But we also have partnered with our Mortgage Alliance partners, so
our lenders,
and our lenders, right? So basically, and what they do is they give they've sponsored trips. So when you use Mortgage Alliance lenders, you get after a certain number of deals that you do with the lender, you get a ballot, and then at the end of the year, at the beginning of the year at the Mortgage Alliance kickoff, all the ballots get put into a draw, and then it gets pulled at random. So you could get on the trip. It basically gives everybody a chance to earn their spot on this awesome all-inclusive trip. And you can find more information on that in virtual office as well, too.
We done? I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. Well, thank you, Yasmin and Caitlin. I'm going right into closing. I want to thank you all for being part of Mortgage Alliance. We know there are lenders and there's brokers, and then there's Mortgage Alliance, and Mortgage Alliance is completely different because we have people such as Melissa and Krista, who filled in for Melissa, Carl, Tony, myself, Yaz, and Caitlin. Thank you for joining us. Bye.